Testing 1 2. Hi guys, welcome back. It's Mone't speaking. It's pretty cool because guess what? I just had to do that 1 2 thing, because I just got myself a microphone, so maybe the audio will be a little bit better from now on. This microphone I got, honestly, I don't know how much I thought microphones cost. I knew they cost a good bit, but I did not know they cost this much. It's only $30. $30 doesn't sound like a lot, but whenever you're broke like me, it kind of is a bit. But anyway, how are we doing? I appreciate you so much for tuning into this video today. As of right now, I'll go ahead and give a little bit of a debrief or a brief. I don't know what I'm talking about, but anyway, I'll go ahead and explain the projects I'm working on in this video because there are, I think, 2 I'm working on. So what you're currently seeing me work with is a kitchen towel. A little while ago, I had made a couple of towels, specifically 2 towels for the kitchen, both using Lion Brand's ice cream yarn. And I had one that was purple and green that just went missing. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if maybe I went to the laundromat and it got lost or stuck in there. I don't know, maybe if it's somewhere around my house and I just can't find it. But regardless, I can't find it anywhere, and after trying to search for it over and over, I've just decided I will go ahead and use this big twist. It's not Andromeda. It's this swirly kind of fibrous type of yarn that they had for a limited time. And because I had bought a couple of skeins of this yarn and had not really used them for anything, I decided that I would go ahead and make a brand new kitchen towel. Now that's what I'm currently working on in this clip. Now in a little while there's going to be a cut where I will be making a new project. Now this project is a beanie, just a simple beanie, and it is made using a merino wool yarn that I had bought from my local yarn store, and this one is called Coffee Hut. I will show the tag and everything up there, so that way if anybody is interested in going to go get it themselves, the place is called Our Yarn Studio. If they are interested in going to go get the yarn themselves, then they can. And I was just making a beanie with that because I had not done a test or swatch of the yarn, and because I did not want to, waste it on anything, I went ahead and made a beanie, and I ended up really liking the color. Oddly enough, it's one of my favorite beanies I've made so far. I've made a lot of them, mind you, but this one so far, this wool, specifically this color arrangement, has been my favorite thus far. It's pretty nice, it's soft, it's cute, the color variations are neat, and it's beautiful. I love it. It's my favorite. And those are the 2 things I am working on, and we'll have a little bit of footage of me later as I kind of go and kind of rant and rage about the fact that Joann's is closing. So I remember whenever I first heard about Joann's closing, at first I heard about it from a video. I do not remember the YouTuber's channel, but I will put a little quick screen clip in just right here, so that way if you want to go find it and you can. I will also link this video in the description, so that way if you wish to go watch the video yourself, then you can. But the YouTuber, they did a very great job at talking about how Joann kind of came to be and then its sudden bankruptcy. That was the first time I heard anything about the place closing, but that was, a while ago. I think that video came out a year or 2 ago. But then this year, Joann's decided they were going to be closing some of their stores initially. So it looks like initially some of their stores will remain open, but then their online website would be open. And though that sucked because I like to go in person and kind of get a feel for the yarn, it did not help that it then changed to where all stores, including the online stores, were closing too. So now there was a lot of yarns that I would now have to be sourcing from other places instead. Now, thankfully, I kind of used Joann's brand, Big Twist, for the most part. I'm pretty sure Big Twist is basically like their brand because there's not really another place you can buy it at, to my knowledge. But initially, I tend to use a lot of Big Twist because I really like the texture of it. It's a really soft durable yarn to use. I've made a decent bit of projects using Big Twist, and my favorite line that they had for a while was probably their Halloween line. In fact, I do have a blanket I made sometime last year using almost all the colors that they had available at my store to make a blanket, and it is one of my favorite blankets. I have it on my chair, actually. It's my favorite blanket. I can't express that enough. But with Joann's closing, that means that those lines are lines I won't have access to anymore. I don't know if they were bringing it back one last time, because allegedly the last time that this brand came out with this line, it was about 2 years prior, so this would have been 2022 or 2021 maybe, was the last time I heard anything about them having a Halloween line for yarn. And with Joann's closing, that means that a lot of Big Twist stuff is just gone, essentially. I don't know if they're going to rebrand. I don't know if they're going to sell themselves to another company and just have them take over or what, but it does suck. However, I was able to find that there is a brand called Premier that actually is very, very good. It's a really good acrylic yarn. I like it a lot. It's nice. It's basically the exact same texture as the Big Twist, maybe slightly softer or a little bit less soft, but still it's really good. It's a really good substitute, and I will be using that because you can access Premier basically just about anywhere. And they do have color variations too. At my local yarn store, they have this one kind of like a sparkly variation that looks like a Christmas type of dealio, and it's very beautiful. I love it. Whenever I get a chance to, I'll probably buy some to show you all. But yeah, it's really, really lovely. Moving on though, I have recently gained a brand new respect for makeup influencers or people who are really into makeup in general. You see, I was never really a makeup person whenever I was a little girl. I was mainly into toys, things of that nature, and more, I guess, as I got older, more tomboyish stuff. And even then, I just never really got into makeup, even as I got into my teens and my preteens. As I say, I got into like my teens, I kind of got a little bit more into it because I personally have dark circles, and I would look for a concealer to try to help with at least like the bottom half. I like the way the top half looks because it kind of serves as like a natural eyeshadow, I guess. I guess that's what the whole point of eyeshadow is provide shadow. Anyway, but I would get it just for the bottom parts of my eyes, and I think it would look cute. But for the most part, I did not really get into makeup like that. But just because I did not get into makeup does not mean that I did not absolutely adore it. There were a lot of very pretty looks I have seen over the course of the years, such as just some very colorful, whimsy-esque, even like actual SFX makeup. Those, like, I love how all that stuff looks. It's super gorgeous to me. And as a result, I am now in my 20s and I want to kind of get into makeup a bit more. So I have recently enlisted the help of my aunt to try to see if she can help me with that, because she is a makeup person herself and she likes it a lot. So with getting into makeup, her and my grandma, they took me out, and while we were looking around and whatnot, and while we were talking, we were trying to figure out what exactly I would need. Because I told her about my concealer usage and my usage of mascara, because that's basically all I currently use. But I don't really have anything, like I don't really have like a foundation, I don't have bronzers. I do have a blush. I bought the blush about sometime last year. But other than that, I don't really have any makeup. I did have a, I guess, emo look I was trying to go for a Halloween costume last year. And that, in a way, even though it was just supposed to be just some makeup, I was just supposed to be tossing it on, it wasn't supposed to look good, I really liked the way I looked in that. I thought it was really cute. And I know I want to kind of evolve into more, like, I guess, more extroverted looks like that, a lot more out there looks later on. But I want to be able to have a base makeup that I like initially. And so I went to Sephora with my aunt, and while we were there, I was looking for primarily just, we found myself a foundation, and we found a liquid eyeliner that was really, really cute. And when I tell you, oh my goodness, nobody ever told me how expensive makeup really is. I understood that makeup costs a good bit of money, but I didn't know how much, because personally I use a lot of e.l.f. I'm a huge budget person, but I'm not the type of budget to risk my health. I will go cheap, but still good. If you understand what I mean. Like, I'm not willing to buy a cheap product knowing that it can cause me harm. I will buy a cheap product that I know will do me good. And if I had no choice but to buy the more costly option, then I will do that. So I use a lot of e.l.f. because e.l.f. is really nice. The first time I got any type of chance to get into makeup and like buy an actual, I guess, on brand known makeup was Morphe. There was a blush that they have that fit me really well and I liked it. Now, I should have known that this was going to be kind of a bit costly whenever I was in Ulta and there was no price tag. There's no price tags almost anywhere, and so I did not know exactly what to expect. So I proceeded to buy the makeup, and the blush, I think it cost me about $15 to $16 if I'm correct. Now in my head I was just like, whoa, that is a lot of money for a blush, but it's a really good blush and it's lasted me a long time so far because I don't wear makeup every single day, but it's a good blush. So I'm like, okay, this is fine, this is cool. Now hop back to now where I was at Sephora with my aunt. I got a tester of the Rihanna's Fenty X Savage Pro Filter foundation, and I found it in my shade and it works really good. I combined it with the makeups I currently have and it's beautiful. It melts together perfectly. So recently I went back to Sephora to go ahead and get a full bottle. Now while I was there, I got not only the full bottle of this foundation, but I also got myself a puff, like the little puff, the blending puffs, the powder puffs. So I got myself one of those. I couldn't really find any other ones in the store, and so I got this one that's kind of, it was like a hot pink one. I don't remember the brand, but I got it, right? And I went up to the register, I paid for it. My total came out to like $56. Now mind you, I was not expecting it to be that much. So whenever I paid for it, I was like, okay, this is Fenty X Savage, this should be expected. Okay, cool, this is okay, this is fine. And then I looked at my receipt. Who was going to brief anybody? Who was going to tell me that this foundation alone cost $36? $36? Do you know what I can get with $36? $36 for this bottle of foundation. I'm still flabbergasted myself. And I don't even think, whenever I looked at my receipt, the foundation price is not really what took me for a loop. I think what really got me was whenever I looked at the powder puff. The powder puff was $16. And then to add insult to injury, later that day, I went to the hair store because I had to go look for a couple things while I was there, and I found a pack of powder puffs for $6, and it had like 5 of them. Girl, oh my god, I can't. My first thought when I saw this was just, oh my god, it cost so much money. Now, granted, I was supposed to be treating myself, so it was a good treat, but dear Jesus, my lord, that cost so much money, and nobody told me. And then after getting this foundation, the only thing I could think of was, no wonder these gurus and influencers are rich. These things cost so much money, but they'll have the bronzers, the skincare, they'll have the foundations, the blushes, the concealers, the eyebrow tints, the mascara, the liners. I think I already said the liners. They'll have the lip kits. They will have everything. And I'm sitting here like, oh my god, that costs so much money. No wonder they make such a killing. This is expensive. And all of that's just to say, I have a brand new respect for makeup influencers and gurus, because my lord, if I had known how much money makeup products were, dear lord. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't even think I need to even say anything more about it. That's a lot of money. And it makes me understand even more why, if there's ever a situation to where makeup spills or is damaged or is ruined that somebody has in their personal collection, why they get so upset. It's not only because of maybe the product matching, maybe something's limited edition so you can't get it no more, but it's also because that stuff costs so much money that replacing it all is like putting like a down payment on an apartment, depending on how much you have collected over the course of your time being. Oh dear goodness gracious. And I sit here, the best way that I can try to translate it for crocheter terms, having let's say one bottle of this foundation is enough to take me on a pretty decent shopping trip to get myself a very decent bit of yarn at a Joann's or at my local yarn store, granted that I only get acrylic yarns. I don't think I need to. It's just, I I don't know how to put it. I'm truly in awe, flabbergasted if you will, but I have a brand new respect for the makeup influencers and for the girlies who buy makeup actively, because dear goodness, your pockets are huge, and I am proud of you for getting to a point to where you can supply yourself with that stuff, because my dear Jesus. I realized I forgot to mention, I also, alongside my microphone, got a tripod. So now future videos will have a lot more stable of a setup. Instead of watching the footage of me crocheting slowly drift downwards and lower in frame, it now will be stable. Granted that I have it sitting on stable footing. I got one of those type of tripods that kind of has a couple feet, and those feet kind of help it stay up, and they can bend, they can turn, they can do whatever you need them to do in order to keep your frame kind of in order. And I know that I'm speaking a bit softer now. My voice, not my voice, but my throat has been hurting for a bit, so I am trying to kind of keep it a little bit lower, just speak a little bit softer, so that way it makes it a little bit easier on me. But that's besides the point. But I got a tripod now, so that's even further advancements. Can I get a hex yeah in the chat? There is no chat here. It's a YouTube comment section. You can just comment in the comment section if you feel like it, no pressure. But moving past that, I'm actually very excited though to edit this next video, because this next video that I'm putting out is not a crocheting video per se. It is mainly a yarn winding video and a video of me using my Swift that I recently purchased. Now, a Swift is a tool that is used to stretch out hanks of yarn, so that way it keeps them with tension, so that way you can properly wind them into a ball. Now, Swift is needed because whenever a hank is made, it's not uniformly twisted around. It is kind of just twisted around in such a way to where it won't tangle while it's in the hank. However, if you do try to crochet from that hank without it being on a Swift, it will definitely tangle up, and then you'll end up in a situation like I was in a few weeks ago, where I bought this beautiful yarn. I was so excited to use it, and I thought, okay, as long as I track how it's unwinding, I can do this. It won't be hard. And then it led to me and my partner sitting here on the floor for about 3 hours untangling that very same yarn, because while trying to crochet with it, everything was going fine, and then out of nowhere it feels like it just suddenly tangled up into a big ball of a mess that took me forever to untangle. And mind you, the woman who owns my local goodness gracious, I can't speak, as you can see. The woman who owns my local yarn store, she even offers a free yarn winding service for people who buy hanks for this special reason. And she even kind of gave me some caution, which I should have noted, where she said, like, yeah, I just like to let everybody know that we can wind it, because I don't want to get yelled at if the yarn winds. I like to at least offer it at first, that way you can try to do it without having to deal with all the issues. I'm like, yeah, I understand completely. I appreciate it. I'll still try out to see what happens. I just want you to at least get a feel for it. I got a feel for it. I'm never doing that again. Dear God, Jesus knows I'm never doing that again. But oh my God, it took me so long. I got so tired and so frustrated. I've never been so drained detangling yarn before. I'm pretty sure I have been, but not to this degree, because this was wool. This was not acrylic. This was a little bit more pricey, and I did not want to have to clip it or cut it or do anything to it. But guess what? I had to make at least 2 or 3 snips while untangling just to be able to get it to fully unwind, and I'm still very pressed about it to this day. But anyway, the next video is going to consist of me showing off a bit of a yarn haul that I did. I got a couple of nice, lovely new yarns that I'm very excited about. And in that video, I will be demonstrating how I use the Swift, or at least my first time using the Swift, because it was my first time using it in that video. So I will be showing you all my first time using this Swift and having to figure it out, as well as showing you how the Swift works, and even showing a couple of yarn winding funsies, so that way you can see what exactly it takes to wind yarn into a ball. Now granted, there's a couple of ways that yarns can be wounded up. They can be done into hanks, skeins, regular just wraparound balls, or even in, let me say I said hanks, skeins, okay, and cakes. cakes is my favorite way to do it because it's a uniform ball and you can reach in the middle, pull it from the middle, and then the yarn as you're crocheting with it, it just kind of just comes undone from that cake, and it's perfect. It's beautiful. Mwah. Chef's kiss, smooth as butter. It's my favorite thing ever. And I got a yarn winder. Well, my grandma got me a yarn winder this past Christmas, and I'm so happy because it's my favorite thing to use. There's nothing better than finishing using yarn, and instead of having to just wrap it around itself to be able to properly store it, you can instead just wind it up to that way it makes it kind of more confined. I guess that's a word for it. Compact. Makes it a lot more compact and easier to store, especially whenever you do not have enough storage to put your yarn stuff in. If you could see the pile of yarn I'm looking at right now, you'd be a bit flabbergasted. But it does fit. It does make my room look like my room, so I'm not really complaining about it if I'm completely honest. Now, one thing I will say about room decoration that I feel like is something that I guess doesn't really get talked about is that though there might be plenty of inspiration on social media, inspiration from that of people that you know's bedrooms, magazines, the way that offices are decorated, and even restaurants, I feel like that one thing that is very underrated is just living in your room and that being your decoration. Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I see a lot of people try to have a theme with their room, and I feel like that's perfectly fine. I feel like that's actually awesome because you know what direction you want to go in. I think it just sucks sometimes, only because sometimes you want a themed room, but if you have a new interest and that interest clashes with your bedroom and how it currently looks, it can make it a bit difficult to try to include that and mesh it into what you currently like. But one thing I like to believe is that I feel like living in your room is enough to decorate it. Because naturally, the things you're interested in, you're going to find places for them in your bedroom to make it your place. And that doesn't only apply to bedrooms, that applies to really any space that you call yours. I feel like that you naturally living in your space will result in decoration just because of the things you like. Like, for example, I really like Lala Loopsies. I still hate to this day that I didn't find out that they had been canceled up until last year. I guess they were canceled sometime in 2017. They had a 2021 anniversary situation or whatever the case may be. But I did not know that Lala Loopsies had been discontinued until last year. I was extremely behind with the times, as you can tell, because I had not actually sought out Lala Loopsies until about a year or so ago. Now, with that being said, because I like these little gals and guys so much, I have about 5 of them that sit on my dresser that I look at every single day. I see them every single day because they're in my bedroom, and I was able to find 2 specifically that I used to have in my childhood online on eBay, and I have them in my room, and it heals a little part of me because I kind of in a way was bullied out of playing with toys whenever I was younger, but as an adult I am now bringing that back in to my life to be able to enjoy them unabashedly without any shame. But I feel like because of the fact that my room kind of looks the way it does, it fits perfectly. I don't have a specific setup or decoration situation when it comes to my room. It's not only my room either, I share with my partner. And I feel like just naturally us living and us having the interest that we have, it decorates the room itself. I absolutely love to crochet, so I feel like all the crocheted items I have in the room, including all the yarn I have in the room, has contributed tremendously into actually decorating the room and showing that this is our room and my influence is in there. Because we have hats that I have crocheted that are hanging on the walls, and I even have lock tams, which are kind of like hair nets for those with dreadlocks, and I have a couple of those hanging on my wall too, because sometimes I like to wear them to work because my hair is not quite long enough for me to pull it back into a successful ponytail yet, but it is long enough to get into my face. So on occasion I will wear a lock tam outside to just keep my hair out of my face while just being able to add some flair to my outfit as well. It's pretty cool, in my personal opinion. I like it a lot. But regardless, I feel like living in your room is enough to decorate it. I feel like if you don't really have access to the things that you would like to decorate your room, or if you just simply don't have the I guess, idea in mind or the motivation to do a full decoration, then you should not worry, because you living in your room will show enough that this is your room. You and what you have, the things that you like that you keep in your room, are your decoration. Your room is your room. And there's no better decoration for your room than yourself, really. And what I mean by that is there's nothing better to have in your room than the things that reflect who you are and what you like. I think it's a really cool concept to be able to see someone's whole being just based off of looking at their bedroom and noticing the little things they have around, noticing how they put things together, how they keep the room decorated, what items are hanging where, and how some things are just strewn about, because I feel like it encapsulates who you are. At the end of the day, your room should be a safe space, and I feel like it's beautiful to be able to know your room because of how you just have it set up. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody out there. I just feel like it does to me, because in recent years, I haven't really ever tried to fully decorate my room. Not even whenever I was younger. I never did a full decoration and wanting to have my room look a specific way. But more like, I like to have the things that I like hanging out about like my room. I'd rather have my things be set up in such a way to where you know this is my room, you know these are my things, and it describes me perfectly because the things I like are in here. You can tell I like Littlest Pet Shops because I have a couple on my dresser. You can tell Lala Loopsies are my favorite because I have 5 of them who actively look at me every single day because of how they're set up on my TV stand. You know I like to crochet because I have yarn literally everywhere, all over my room. You know that this is my room. I think that's really sweet. Yeah, I think it's really sweet. Quick thing I would like to address. I know that in my previous video I did say that I was going to be trying to make a lot of the music that I make personally as background music for my videos because of copyright and things of that nature. Well, frankly, I was able to find some non-copyrighted music because, like I said also in that last video, it's a lot harder to make a bunch of songs just to play in the background of videos than it seems like it would be. It's very hard because I don't like to just make stuff and throw it in stuff. I like to pay attention to the details of it because I feel like if it's an off-putting sound or if it just does not click right, if I don't personally like it or if I can't like it enough to where I could tune it out and it can just blend in and mesh well with something that I'm watching, it's going to be hard for me to try to, just not ignore the fact that that music is there. I feel like with music, you have to be very particular with it because if not, it kind of just sounds like a bunch of noise, which that's what music is, but I think you understand what I mean. I am way too nitpicky and detail oriented when it comes to how I present things and how I make things. I have specific ways of how they should be done and how they should look. And when it comes to making music, it is no different. I don't like, if I can't replay the song over and over and genuinely like it every single time, or I can't tweak it enough to where I finally mesh with it and don't feel like anything needs to be touched with it, then 9 times out of 10, it's probably just going to sit in the vault. I've had this happen with about 2 or 3 songs where I like the song so much, but I just did not know what it was. I just did not want to release them. I did not want them to go anywhere. This can be said for my song Slow Dance that currently does exist on my channel now. The song Emergence that I had play in the last video, and another song that I have that I've been working on over and over and over again called There Is No End for My Love. Now, Slow Dance was a song I made when I was like 18. I try a good bit of time to I do a lot of my songs as freestyles where I'm just singing or saying whatever I feel like singing or saying in that moment. But Slow Dance is one of the few songs I have where I try to write a song. And for a bit, I had just locked it away. I did not touch it. And then one day, randomly, I saw that the song was there. And I was like, I wonder what this sounds like. And so I listened to it and I was like, oh my God, why did I keep this locked away? This sounds really pretty. This is really beautiful. Let me leave it alone. Like, let me go ahead and upload this somewhere. Let me let people hear this. And that was really good to me. But it was because at the time there was something wrong with it. But after taking some time to marinate, listen to some other songs, live life a bit, I was able to come back to it and appreciate it a lot more. And so I was able to be confident enough to release it. Now, the same thing goes for Emergence. Emergence does not really have specific lyrics to it. Don't get me wrong, I am singing stuff, but it's more of a song that you should be able to just drift off and let yourself kind of ascend to. It's not made with any specific message in mind. It's just listen to it, let your mind get off the worries for a little bit. And I also did not touch that song for a long time. It wasn't until I went to my loctician and let her hear it that she was just like, no, you need to release it. How could you hold this back? What do you mean this is not anywhere? And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll do it. So I released it, and it kind of sat there. You know, I don't make music to become famous. I used to do that when I was like 17, but I've kind of grown to accept that, like, I don't particularly want the fame of it, more so that I just want the freedom, financial freedom. But I don't want the fame that comes with music, but I do like to also make the music because I've liked music ever since I was a little girl. And to be able to make music that I personally like, it's super fun. It's super rewarding because I get to make music that I can scratch my own tingly part of my brain to. And it's beautiful. It's amazing to me. I love every second of it. So Emergence does that perfectly. It has all the synths and electronic yet heavenly sounds to it that I could possibly imagine. So it's a good song to listen to every now and again whenever I just want to appreciate sound. Now, the song There's No End for My Love, it's been taking me a while. I've uploaded it twice on SoundCloud, and I just keep tweaking it. I keep tweaking it because there's something off with it that I cannot quite grasp. It's kind of hard for me to figure out what. It's just there's something about the sound that I'm trying to get it right, but I don't know what it is. I have made a couple more tweaks with it, so now I'm a lot more happy with it than I was initially, but I digress. It still is kind of hard right now. I'm still taking some time to still trying to figure it out and whatnot, and trying to make sure that I can be able to just, you know, I don't know. It's a beautiful song, don't get me wrong. It's not good enough to me yet. And so that's why I have not touched it. Maybe in a few videos or so, I might have the song play in the background while doing another vlog-like session like this. But I don't know. It might take me a while. It's taken me a long time so far to get this thing to sound the way I want it to. Now, I've had this is kind of a pattern I've noticed though with my music. Usually it takes me working on the song for a while for me to eventually get it to sound the way I want it to. And once I get it to sound the way I want it to, then I'm confident enough to let it go. But I just can't release it knowing that I don't like it. I don't believe that I should do that ever. I feel like I'm selling myself short, especially because I've practiced a long time to be able to, I guess, get to a point of feeling confident enough to say that I can sing anyway. And the last thing I want to do is to release a song that makes me doubt how I sound. I don't think any artist wants to put out anything that they don't like, and this is how I am for everything as a result. Even with crocheting, I don't want to sell a product that I don't like. Like on my Etsy, I don't really have many listings right now, but those are the listings I feel most confident in because I feel confident in my abilities to make those items that are listed. Now granted, I haven't made any sales, which I'm perfectly fine with because I'm just happy that I'm trying to sell them in the first place, and that I have made a couple of sales outside of Etsy. But anyway, I realized I got super off track. All of this was just to say that in the background of this song is copyright-free music. It's beautiful. I did not make it myself. No, this is not a song made by me. Just to clarify, for those who might be wondering, oh dang, did she make this? No, I did not. I will not take any credit for that at all. I refuse to. But yes, so I feel like this I don't know if I have a steady upload schedule yet. I'll probably get to that point at some point, but I don't know when exactly. But I know I'll get there. It's going to be, I still have work and I still have school to handle, and I have some upcoming things going on in the next few months. But I'm going to try to keep it as steady and consistent as I possibly can. So I appreciate those who are bearing with me and are looking forward to the next video. I look forward to putting out the next one for you to enjoy as well. I don't know what my videos do for those who watch. I hope it gives you a chance to just relax, wind down, take your time to take some time to yourself, let somebody yap in your ear, just do whatever you need to do and have me be there with you. If you need some company, hey, I hope my videos are giving you the company that you need. And just know, everything's gonna be great, everything's gonna be okay. No matter what, you are prospering. You are doing great. I know this is coming out of nowhere, but hear me out. You're doing amazing. You're doing great, and I have a lot of hope in you. And I appreciate you for coming here to listen to me, because I hope this for everybody. I hope that you're doing great. I hope that you're getting the things that you want. I hope that whatever goals that you're achieving, I hope that they actually come through for you. I hope that everything that you are manifesting in your life is going to come to fruition, because I believe in you. I believe in you. I know that you'll do amazing. You don't need anybody to tell you that. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. Now, trying to carry on from this Joanne rant thing from earlier, I'll go ahead and let the video end here now. Once again, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I didn't really do an outro for this, so just, yeah. So yeah, thank you once again for watching my video. I'm Monet, and I hope you tune in for more. See you then. Bye. You're looking good. She's looking good. I'm sorry. She's looking good. This is a really nice one. This coffee, I thought it was coffee nut, but it's coffee hut. This is looking really nice. Like, look at this, look at this. Look at how this is absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna have to buy some more of this yarn just so I can make myself like a bag or a sweater or something. This is too gorgeous for me to not have this on me. Like, okay, let me turn down my music just a little bit first. Oh my god, I can't express how distraught I am. I have officially made my last Joanne trip, because as you know, Joanne is officially closing. She's gonna be gone for good. So I made my official last trip, and I am so distraught about it, because like, when I first started crocheting 3 years ago, after getting like the hang of it and using my kit I bought off of Amazon, Joanne is the first store I went to go buy my yarn. And knowing now that Joanne is no longer going to be here, it hurts my heart. That was my first yarn place. That was my first, like, everything when it came to crocheting, like when it came to hooks and yarn types, thick and thin. Like, she was my first for all of that. And she's not going to be here no more. I just had to say something, because like come on now. Like, even then, I was even talking to the worker there. She's a worker I've seen there almost all the time. The worker, she was talking to a person in front of me, and that person was also talking about like how literally every other place basically sucks. And they were talking about places like Hobby Lobby and Michael's and whatnot. I wholeheartedly agree. I don't like Hobby Lobby. Their yarn selections, and I just don't like them for a lot of reasons outside of the fact that they don't have good stuff. But then add insult to injury, I don't mind Michael's, but Michael's is expensive in my opinion, and they don't have a big enough selection. So like, it's okay. Hobby Lobby sucks, and Michael's is okay. I'm glad that there's a local yarn store in my area, at least, that I managed to start shopping at. So now I can start shopping there, which I'm very happy with. But oh my god, that does not stop the fact that I am very much distraught. Yeah, I just thought about it. I was sitting here doing all that talking and my nails, just in case anybody wanted to look. Yep, these are my first time getting like Gel X. I'm not sure, I heard Gel X was bad, but I think that may be another brand. Tell me if you know. So yes, I got my little nails done thanks to my aunt and my grandma. So I just want to show y'all those in case you are curious about them. Also, one last thing before I go inside here, I just want to show you guys how she put, the cashier put the stuff into my bag. Like, look at that. It's so perfect. I love how she did that. That's gorgeous. I told you I was going to try it.
I didn't think it would be that soon.
Yeah. I was sitting here, I realized that like I could just watch an anime instead of trying to figure it out. I am so sorry